You can close your mouth now, Gretchen. Mr. Walker is my new bodyguard. We met in Cairo.
Hello. I need to go find a place to stay.
I'd prefer to have you close by for now. I have a large apartment. There's a spare room.
I don't find that hard to believe. So it's not just security when you're on an appraisal then. What kind of trouble are you expecting?
Do you know a man named Amble Dexter?
No.
Have you ever been involved with a branch of the government that deals with history? Famous historic figures? Anything like that?
No. You think the men who attacked us in Cairo were after you? But I was attacked first. Not because I helped you with your car.
Doesn't seem likely, does it?
You know, an antique dealer would be a great cover for a spy.
I had that same thought about an itinerant ex-soldier.
That reminds me of a joke. How many ex-soldiers does it take to change a light bulb? I'm sorry, sir, but that's classified information.
What is that on your face? Your mail. Will Mr. Walker be going on payroll?
I'll take care of it for now, thank you.
Where are you from? Not Cairo.
The Midwest, originally.
And how did you two meet in Cairo then? I suppose you're trained. For security work?
Did someone just come in? Thought I heard the bell.
I didn't hear it.
I have some things to take care of. Get my address from Gretchen. She can ring the bellman and ask him to let you in. Oh, the spare room is the one with the exercise equipment.
Yes, sir.
Now that I'm back in New York, I want to call my old mentor, Professor Reed. If anyone would know about strange theories of history, it would be him.
Hello, this is Dr. Reed.
Professor Reed, it's Malachi Rector.
Malachi, what a pleasant surprise. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
I'm glad to hear it. Regretfully, I have a lecture in a few minutes. Did you have an antiquities question?
In a manner of speaking, I've run across something curious. I was wondering if you've heard any theory in which people reoccur in history.
You mean reincarnation?
No, I don't think so. In most stories of reincarnation, a person believes they were someone in history, but their current life is completely different. I mean, someone's entire life pattern, their biography, if you will, reoccurring.
There was a minor Greek philosopher named Parmenides who wrote that people and events repeated throughout history, like an echo bouncing around the walls of a canyon. But in terms of modern historical theory, I've not seen anything like that in academia.
Interesting. Thank you, Professor. That's all I had.
All the best, Malachi. Hope to speak to you again soon.
Damn it. I know FITA is working with a theory like that, but they've done a good job of keeping it away from the public. It's a letter from Mr. Barozzi. Maybe he's found some new information for me. Interesting. Had Bianca lived, she was going to meet a US Senator, Senator Markham. I recall reading about him. He was a general in the military. There's something here, but I'm not sure what. Interesting. There's something here, but I'm not sure. I don't have any use for the superglue at the moment. If Bianca had been a match for Livia Drusilla, her meeting with a man like Markham would have been auspicious. I need to learn more about Senator Markham. Preferably meet him in person. Gretchen?
Yes, Malachi?
Is there anything urgent that needs my attention?
Well, Congresswoman Smythe is anxious for an appraisal. She bought a present for her husband's 60th birthday, and she'd love to get your opinion on its history. It's behind the screen.
Do you know anything about Senator Markham?
Not much. I've seen him on the news. Handsome man. And he seems especially bright. We could use a president like that.
That's all for now.
Very well.
That rifle looks interesting. It belongs to Congresswoman Smythe. She's a big fan of eclectic antiques and mysterious finds. She'd have me on retainer if she could afford me. She can't. This is an interesting piece. Congresswoman Smythe will be delighted to hear the news. Gretchen?
Yes, Malachi?
I evaluated that rifle for the Congresswoman. Do you have a number?
You want to call her personally?
No. I intend to put it on Craigslist.
How would you know about Craigslist anyway? Here it is. 555-3213. That's her personal line. Don't abuse it.
Yes, I'm all about phone pranking. Thank you.
About your new security guard.
There's nothing to discuss.
I just find it strange that you refuse to let me hire anyone because you couldn't trust them, and then you suddenly bring home some random guy you met in Cairo.
I have my reasons.
That's what worries me.
I'm going out for a bit.
All right, I'll be here.
I'll need a few quarters. There's a rally for Senator Markham today in Bethesda Square. Talk about luck. I'd really like to meet that man. Moo. Moo. I'll need a few quarters. I don't need the scissors, but I'll know where to find them if an urgent need to cut something arises. A card from my father. He sends one at Christmas as well. His second wife was never a fan of mine, so this is the extent of our communication. I really don't need to carry it with me. Mr. Walker is here. He must be in the guest room. I get a touch of vertigo when I go out there. I prefer this side of the glass. I don't keep anything on the balcony. It's too exposed to high winds and the elements. The couch is simple and clean, like everything in this apartment. I don't want to sit down. I had that sent from Japan. I like the simplicity of it and its exaggerated length. I might need a few quarters. If I want to listen to music, I've plenty on my phone. My old MP3 player. I keep everything on my phone now. Mr. Walker, might I have a word with you in the kitchen?
Be right there.
I trust everything is to your satisfaction. With the room, that is.
Yes, sir. It's fine. You have an amazing apartment, if you don't mind my saying so. But I think it's interesting that a guy who makes his living in antiques has such modern furnishings.
I find new things relaxing.
Ah,
Things with history. I'm always thinking about them.
Good to know.
I have some people I need to meet. I'll be out most of today.
Is there anything you want me to do in the meantime?
Yes, stay here.
I didn't have any other plans. What about tonight? Gretchen invited me for a drink at Cherries on Top.
Did she?
She did.
Mr. Walker, there are approximately 2 million women in Manhattan. Must you really indulge with my only other employee?
Don't worry, she's not my type.
Now that you've seen the apartment, any thoughts on security?
Yes, sir. I talked to the bellman and the building manager. Nice guy, by the way. No one's to be buzzed up without clearing it with me. The manager ran me through their security system. They could use a few more cameras, especially on the roof, but overall, it's pretty decent. Even so, I'd recommend installing sensors on the doors and windows. I can order them if you like.
I see. Good work. I'll think about the sensors and let you know. That's all, Mr. Walker.
Yes, sir.
I've heard of Carter before. He doesn't seem like the kind of person you'd invite to speak at a morality convention. I've heard of Oh my, she's the very picture of teen rebellion. Senator Markham has drawn quite the crowd. I can't imagine he has anything new to say, but then I'm not fond of politicians. The statue on the fountain is of a female angel, that is to say, a purely mythical creature. There's nothing I can do with the fountain that wouldn't get me arrested. Senator Stephen Markham. He certainly seems to be popular with the crowd. Maybe I'm imagining a connection between Markham and Bianca Cardolo when none exists, but I have to be sure. Chances are the man with the clipboard is in charge here.
Can I help you?
I'd like to get into the VIP tent. Is there a charge?
No, sir. Your name has to be on my list, and you'll need a VIP badge.
Surely we can work something out.
Sorry, sir. Those are my orders.
Congresswoman Smythe, my phone says this is Malachi Rector, but surely it's mistaken.
I've been traveling as usual. How are you?
Wonderful. Are you in New York? Any chance you can get that rifle appraised for me? I'm sure Gretchen explained why it's urgent.
It's already done. I don't know where you found it, but the rifle is an 1876 Winchester custom designed for Teddy Roosevelt. It's very likely it was in his possession and was sold off after his death.
Oh, Malachi, that's incredible. Henry will be over the moon. I can't thank you enough for this.
Actually, you can.
Uh-oh.
Senator Markham is speaking at Bethesda Square today. I'd like to meet him, but I can't get into the VIP tent. I thought you could help.
Well, I sent the senator's staff a list of people who should be on the VIP list. I can add your name and send an update, but I can't get you a badge. I don't have any.
Get me on the list if you will. I'll figure out the rest.
Consider it done. I didn't realize you had an interest in politics.
I don't. But thank you for the favor. Goodbye. A man on his phone. It ought to be the symbol of New York. Excuse me.
Yeah? What do you want?
Hello. I'm Malachi Rector.
Okay.
Would you mind distracting someone for me?
Who?
The man on the phone over there.
I don't know. What's in it for me?
My everlasting gratitude?
Ha! That's funny.
Are you here for the rally?
You mean that old guy down there? No.
Excuse me, miss? I wondered if you might do me a small favor.
What's in it for me?
Well, cash, obviously.
Oh, hell no. I'm not that stupid. Go and trap someone else. I'm totally not going back to jail.
I'm not... Forget it. I think I will take the scissors. I may need them. I might have a use for this. I'll take it with me. Excuse me, miss. I wondered if you might do me a small favor.
Like what?
See that man over there? I'd very much appreciate it if you could attract his attention. Just be watchable. I can offer you this MP3 player in exchange.
Are you serious? All I have to do is get him to look at me. Hell yeah.
Excellent. It's all yours.
Hey, this isn't some kind of trap, is it?
With an MP3 player? No.
All right, you're on. Watch this.
This super glue should be able to mend the lanyard.
Can I help you?
I'd like to get into the VIP tent. My name should be on the list. Malachi Rector.
Yes, I have you on my list, Mr. Rector. And I see you're wearing a VIP badge. Go on in, sir.
Thank you.
Senator Martin. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Nice to meet you. Thank you for your support. Senator Markham. Nice to...
My head.
I agreed to meet Gretchen at Cherries on Top across from the antique store. I wonder what she wants to talk to me about, other than having my liver with a nice Chianti. That balcony must be on the master bedroom. Nice. This balcony will do just fine. Thanks. Certainly is a wide selection. I wouldn't mind getting something for Gretchen, but I have no idea what. I should decide what I want first. Certainly is a wide selection. I wouldn't mind getting something for Gretchen, but I have no idea what. Hello.
Hello? Can I help you choose some flowers?
Sure. I'm looking for something that says, I know you dislike me, but please don't kill me in my sleep.
A long-stemmed red rose will make any woman happy to see you. The price is $10.
I'll take that long-stemmed rose.
Good luck.
Cherries on Top. Gretchen told me to meet her there. If she's trying to get me drunk, she's out of luck. Nobody drinks like the guys I hung out with in the forces. I'm glad she got me a beer. I need to stay off the hard stuff tonight. Evening.
Hello, David.
I, got you something.
A rose. I'm impressed. You know how to treat a girl.
My mama raised me, right? So, you said you wanted to, fill me in.
I do. I got you a beer. Hope that's all right.
Perfect. Thanks. Looks like you already have a drink. Can I buy you another?
Thank you, but I think I'd better keep my head.
Sounds like a plan to me. So, tell me about Gretchen Stern.
Deep subject. What do you want to know?
What's your background?
I have a master's in art history. You?
I got training in all sorts of things in the military. Not sure how much of it will be useful in real life.
I guess that depends on whether you hope to invade any small countries.
What do you do besides work?
I belong to a racquetball league.
So you like to smash things.
It relieves the tension. I don't suppose you have a better idea.
I've heard meditation is good for that.
Right.
Do you have family in New York?
No, my parents live in Connecticut.
Must get a bit lonely.
In the city? Hardly.
How long have you worked for Rector Antiques?
Long enough. 5 years.
I take it you run the shop while Mr. Rector travels?
I do everything while Mr. Rector travels, which is always.
I can see why he'd be loath to go away. You wanted to talk to me about Malachi?
Yes. Be careful. He'll break your heart.
Gretchen, I'm his bodyguard.
Maybe, but people fall in love with him. That's the way it works. He's gorgeous, he's brilliant, and he's aloof. It makes you itch to break through those defenses.
I'm not the itchy type.
Good, because there's nothing behind those defenses. He doesn't have friends, he doesn't have relationships. He doesn't trust anyone, not even me. And I've been managing his shop for 5 years.
I wonder why. It's not like you'd go behind his back or anything.
I'm trying to do you a favor.
I suppose you're speaking from experience. Did you two have something?
One time. It's one of his rules. If you're lucky and you catch him at a weak moment, you might get once. He tells you that up front, and you think he doesn't mean it, or you'll be able to change his mind. He never breaks his rules. I've seen some of the most beautiful women in the world, famous women, walk into that shop and scream at him for walking away. It's like he's made out of stone.
Look, his personal life is none of my business. He's my employer.
I'm glad to hear you say that. So, you're straight then?
My personal life is none of your business either. Well, it's been special. I should really get back.
Give Malachi my regards.
Sure. See you around. Ah! Sounds like Rector's being attacked. It's coming from his room. Damn it! This door is like Fort Knox. I'll have to find another way in there. It's too far away to jump. I'd end up decorating the sidewalk. There, that'll work. This rope and hook will help me climb, but it can't entirely hold my weight. I need something to bridge the gap. I might be able to use that table. Once I figure out how and where, I'll pick it up. It's too far away to... I think that coffee table could reach it. This isn't really the time to be admiring the view. This isn't really the time to be admiring the view. Oh my god! Mr. Rector! Malachi! It's okay. I've got you. Are you all right? Do you need paramedics? Can you talk?
Get out! Get out!
Yes, sir.
Oh, hell. What a night. I can't believe I had a panic attack. And that Walker saw it. I think what happened with Markham triggered it. I must be losing my mind. I need to speak with Dexter again. Figure out what's going on. I should text him. Bring my security? That's interesting. We leave for an appointment in 30 minutes.
No. I have a sister in Ohio. Thought I might go see her.
My need for security hasn't changed.
Look, I'm sorry I invaded your privacy. I thought you were being attacked, but I can't do my job like this. I have to know what it is I'm protecting you from. And I need to know about things like medical issues.
There are no medical issues.
I was there last night, remember? You take pills every 4 hours. What are they?
Excuse me?
What if we were to get into a situation where you couldn't get your meds? I need to know how to deal with that.
You mean if we're kidnapped? Thrown into a dungeon, perhaps? That's likely.
All right, Mr. Rector. I'll see you.
You're not leaving.
Yeah, actually, I am. Unless you have something you want to tell me.
You want to know what pills I take? Extra strength aspirin for headaches and Xanax. I can live without either.
Migraines?
Among other things. Last night, it was a panic attack, the first in 3 years. That's what the Xanax is for. I very much doubt it will happen again, so it need not concern you.
Good. Now I know. Thank you for telling me. So where is this meeting today?
Amble Dexter. He's something to do with the government. If the men from Cairo are after me, it's for a job I did for him a few weeks ago in Venice.
All right, Mr. Rector. I'll go.
Suit yourself, Mr. Walker. I'm having coffee first.
I want to protect you, you ass.
Heard that.
Good.
I'm here to see Amble Dexter.
Your passport, please. Mr. Rector, are you here with Mr. Walker?
Yes. This is Mr. Walker.
Your passport, please, Mr. Walker. Very good. Go on through, sirs.
What was that about?
I was going to ask you.
Welcome back, Mr. Rector.
Mr. Dexter?
And Captain Walker. It's a pleasure to meet you. You have a most remarkable service record.
Thank you, sir.
You're quite the hero. I'm almost tempted to steal you from Rector's employ.
I'm fine where I am at the moment, sir.
Sit down, Mr. Rector. You said you wanted to talk to me. You may speak freely. I do have your word, Mr. Walker, that nothing that's said here will leave this office.
Yes, sir.
I most certainly will speak freely. How do you know Mr. Walker?
I take an interest in you, Mr. Rector, whether you work for me or not. When I heard you'd hired Mr. Walker, I made it my business to find out about him.
My records are classified.
And I believe that's called stalking out here in private citizen land.
You're not merely a private citizen. I think we both know that.
I was attacked in Cairo while on a job for another client. The attackers were the same ones who broke into my hotel room in Venice. They were dressed as Arabs, but it was definitely the same organization. In fact, they attacked Mr. Walker even before I hired him. Then they jumped both of us in the street. I'd like an explanation. Are they your men?
No, they certainly are not. I can only assume they're interested in you for the same reason that I am, for your remarkable skills. Did you learn anything more about them?
They're Chinese, but not nationals. One of them spoke fluent English with an American accent.
Interesting. We'll get to the bottom of this. I'll make sure of it. But please don't worry about those men. That's not your job.
Oh? And what is my job?
I think you know.
Bianca Cardolo was going to attend a dinner for Senator Markham. She would have met him there, and that's why she was killed.
You know who Markham is, don't you?
I have an intuition. Tell me.
If you know about Senator Markham, then you can understand why he's extremely important. If he becomes president, he could forestall the collapse of the global economy and bring a golden age to the US, maybe for hundreds of years. We must protect that potentiality at all costs.
Like Augustus did, in Rome.
Yes. That's why we need you to take another job for us, Mr. Rector.
What kind of job are we talking about?
You determined that Bianca Cardolo was not Livia Drusilla. We believe she was killed because someone thought she was. Augustus would not have become Caesar without the wealth and connections his wife brought to their marriage. Someone is trying to kill Markham's Livia in order to prevent his presidency and the rise of the US. We've identified several more candidates. We need you to research each of them and tell us which one is the real Livia Drusilla. I'll offer the same payment as before. $50,000 for you and another $50 for Mr. Walker to provide for your personal security.
No. Sorry.
Do we have a deal?
I told you my terms. I want to know more about what this agency does. And you can explain why you're interested in me while you're at it.
You understand that they will kill her if they find her before we do. They may even kill anyone similar just to be sure. The only way to prevent that is to identify her and get her into secured custody as soon as possible.
That's not my problem.
What about you, Captain Walker? You're a man of honor. Do the lives of a dozen or more women, the wife of a future United States president, mean anything to you?
I could answer that, sir, if I had the vaguest flying fuck what's going on.
Very well. I guess I have no choice but to agree to your terms. Mr. Reichardt, Mr. Walker, if you would please step into the hall.
Go ahead.
I'm going to answer your questions, Mr. Rector. I hope I'm not wrong to trust you.
What is this?
It's you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Your IQ is 175. Your mother was killed by a lion in front of you when you were 7 years old. Your father is a brilliant mathematician, but after your mother's death, killed while she was meeting her lover, he was betrayed and broken. He never showed you affection, hardly acknowledged your presence.
Are you trying to tell me those events were engineered? That my mother...
No. Of course, people do try to manipulate events, but no. It was the pattern. All we do is watch.
What does the death of my mother have to do with the pattern?
It was critical to forming who you are. With your intelligence, you might have been a botanist, an oceanographer, a chemist. So many choices. But that lion made you loathe nature, so much so that you turned your back on it completely, focused on the history of men, of objects, and her death deeply scarred your ability to trust. Well...
But Livia Drusilla is a person. The savant is not a person.
No, it's an archetype. There have been 3 savants that we know of in the past, and likely more.
Give me a name.
Benedict de Montfroy, 1230 to 1280. He developed the Moebius theory, which remains our primary source to this day. His mother was killed by a bear.
This is bullshit.
If you believe that, you wouldn't be here. I'll send you a condensed version of the Moebius theory to your phone. Don't try to forward or copy it. We're routing your phone through a secured government call center as of now. Please be sure to use that phone for all future communications with me.
I hope you offer better reception than my old provider. But what about Captain Walker? Who is he? And how is he involved in all this?
Excellent question. I'll tell you the answer after you've identified Livia Drusilla for us.
You drive a hard bargain.
I'll make the arrangements.
Mr. Rector, Mr. Walker, before you board the plane, there's someone here who wants to speak to you.
I wanted to meet you gentlemen in person before you left.
Senator.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
I wanted to ask you personally for your help in identifying and protecting this woman. The woman who was supposed to become my wife.
I can't say I completely believe in any of this, but I'll do what I can to identify Livia Drusilla, if she exists.
Thank you. I don't blame you for your skepticism. I only found out about Fida and Moebius a few months ago myself. It's very strange to be told your own destiny.
You never doubted your destiny for a moment.
True. I always knew that I was meant for something important. But it's another matter to have it confirmed. To know that this woman is out there, and what she's supposed to mean to me. To know that there are people who want to destroy me before I get a chance to do what I was born to do. And to know that they damn well can.
They won't succeed, sir, because we're better than they are.
Do I have your word on that, Captain Walker?
Yes, sir, you do. Goodbye, sir. And don't worry. One of these days, you're gonna tell me who the hell you really are.
When I figure it out, you'll be the first to know.